G'day everyone, I just wanted to reply to the climate change video I made. Is man-made climate change real? Basically, I'll summarise what I said in 24 minutes. I believe in man-made climate change based on a lot of conversations I've had to farmers around the world, mainly in the tropics, mainly organic farmers who aren't really affected by changing soil conditions due to pesticides and fertilizers. It's more just the weather, and they basically say, look, the weather is changing over the last 30 years, long-term farmers, and it's getting more erratic to them, but it's at a level where they recognise that most people who live in a house or fucking drive a car and go to an office and don't really deal with the weather intimately wouldn't recognise. So that's my position on it. It doesn't come from my observations and it doesn't come from science. Now, getting onto science over the last 10 years has predicted some pretty outrageous stuff for climate change, particularly Al Gore, and this 10 years ago in Inconvenient Truth, he said by 2017 things would be really fucked. It'd be at the tipping point now. It hasn't happened, and I believe that these extreme predictions on man-made climate change has led to a lot of people just becoming, just fucking not believing the scientists, because they're just basically going, hey, you haven't got it right the last 10 years, so how the fuck do you think we should trust you over the next 100 years on your predictions? So the belief in man-made climate change has actually gone down, but it hasn't changed much over the last 10 years. It's now at a level where 60% of people are worried about climate change in polls in the Western world, and most of those people believe that climate change is happening, but it's not really affecting them, based on how they fucking look out the window and, and going, well, it's happening at the poles or the coral, or fucking, if you live under the coral or on atoll. So my opinion on climate change is probably as least controversial as you can get. It pretty well mirrors public sentiment, which is basically the public generally is sitting on the fence with their legs facing towards the man-made climate change direction. Now, the point I made in this video as well is that, anyone who finds this video I made on climate change offensive is either a flat-out climate change denier who not only believes that man is not affecting the climate, but also believes that man cannot affect the climate on planet Earth no matter what the fuck we do, no matter if we just fucking keep consuming more and more shit. So I'm not really worried about those people, and the other people that are offended are probably the people going, look, I believe in climate change, but I think you should believe in it much more. I think you should just be alarmed, right? I think, it's just a little bit true. No, like, those people are going to be pissed off as well. So they're probably most of the people who are downvoting it. So the fact that I've got about 2/3 agreeing with me on the upvoting and 1/3 downvoting is, traditionally you'd go, oh, that's pretty fucked, Jimbo. A lot of people disagree with you. But like on such an issue as climate change, I didn't expect that good a thing, that good an approval. Not that I'm going for approval, because I'm not going for views. I'm not trying to fucking get views and be controversial here to fucking get people to watch it and shit. I'm just getting an opinion. And like I said, this is the most non-controversial opinion on climate change you can have, because it mirrors what the public's thinking. But the big issue I'm saying in this thing is that this opinion does not mirror what you see on mainstream media with all the, whether it's a cutting-edge comedy show, which is becoming more and more popular now, or political shows or whatever. It's all these shows are basically just saying climate change is real, it's fucking up real quickly, you've all got to believe it, and then we can introduce the carbon tax and just solve the problem. A lot of people who believe in climate change, myself included, don't believe in the carbon tax, because the issue in the world now is not climate change for everyone, it's worldwide pollution. You could most people, way more than 60%, would agree that we're fucking polluting the world. We're just trashing the joint. You know, like I said, a fucking messy bedroom. But this is just full of toxic stuff. So people can agree on that. But that issue will galvanise people. And the core root of that is consumerism. Now, a carbon tax, it's basically saying the big companies going, we want to keep selling stuff and we want to make sure that people think we're environmentally aware because that sells more stuff. But we're going to fucking pass the costs on to you. So we're going to put a tax on it and then you pay for it. So it's just another cycle where the consumers and the people who work for these companies end up paying the tax, but the big companies don't. So, yeah, this climate change, worldwide pollution can only be solved with a monetary system which doesn't rely on continually increasing GDPs. So you got these messages on these shows basically saying, oh yeah, fucking climate change is bad and all this fucking shit and we're fucking polluting the world, but fucking buy this shit. It's like, hang on, you know, what's going on? The news is like, oh, well, climate change is bad, fucking, but, oh, fucking, we're heading for a recession. A recession is when GDP goes down, when people aren't fucking consuming as much. And people realise that in their own personal lives, you can downscale your life and increase your standards of living. But worldwide, the economists aren't saying that. You can't go below zero for interest rates. So I know I'm rambling on about here. This is getting back to the core issue, which I'm always going on about, is the central banks have got a system where in order for their system to be maintained, i.e. fucking here's some money, you give us that money back plus interest, you got to keep fucking getting more and more money. And the winners in this game are the people who have got a house, a few houses, 1 or 2 or 3 houses, and they've paid off the tax and they've got enough money to fucking keep another generation or 2 in their family fucking well off. Like, when you're in that position, you're not under too much pressure monetary wise, but if you want to get more fame and money, you go on TV and you basically just keep spouting this fucking climate change is real. So we're going to change the money system, and that's what we're doing with Gary Bucks's cryptocurrency, which I'm working on. It's basically the same. It's similar to Monopoly. Like when you get Monopoly, when all the players start with Monopoly, you get $1,500, right? Now, there's no pressure on any of the players to give that money back to the bank plus interest as the game progresses, because it's your money. But in our monetary system, the central banks give out all the money to all the countries. So it's the equivalent of all, in whoever makes these fucking Monopoly games, giving out all the money to all the board games, boxing it and everything. And then all the shops are like the governments, and all the people who buy it are like the people and the taxpayers. Now, the players, the people who buy it, don't have to just continually give the $1,500 back plus more, and to the shopkeepers, the governments, and then they give it back to the people who make the board game. No, it's not like that at all. Monopoly is a real true capitalist game where the money is given out as an asset at the beginning, not a debt. It's given out as an asset, not a debt. And you can give out money as an asset because money doesn't physically exist. It's just an idea. It's not like you're giving out coal or air or something that's like, hey, fucking, you can't just keep handing this out. Someone's got to fucking make it, or you've got to find it somewhere. So money's just an idea. So that's the essential thing. We've got to change the money system, and we're going to try and do that with Gary Bucks, a cryptocurrency with an expiry date on it. So it's equivalent of playing Monopoly, and every time you do a lap, you got to give away 10% of your money. No, you got to give away all your money to someone else. Yeah, that's an expiry thing. You got to give away all your money to someone else. So who are you going to give the fucking money to? Are you going to give it to the person who creates the free resources? Because I presume that's what you fucking want. If you got no money, you want to at least have someone with the money who's producing free resources, and that will be the welfare. And there will be no warfare under this system. There's no money. Do you know anyone in society now who actually works for money after tax and then donates money to the fucking military complex? No one. Fucking no one. No business does. Who pays for all the military complex, the wars? It's bankers' wars. It's central bankers' wars. They pay for it all. They make us think that it's the true tax, but who pays? The tax is just there to give us the impression that we have to fucking pay for stuff. It's not. The central bankers create money. They make money. We just collect it. So that's where this climate change argument of mine is going. It's going towards the money-making system. We've got to change it. We've got to hand out money to people as an asset, not a debt. And I'll be going on more about this. So I've probably fucking lost most people on this, but I'm going to keep fucking going on it because I'm fucking interested in it, and no one can really no one on that climate change thing. No one really fucking pulled down my argument. It's like they either didn't get it or they agreed. It's like we all know this. Climate change is a fucking... I believe in man-made climate change, but the whole way which it's framed in terms of we're all going to believe it and then fucking do this carbon tax is a fucking hoax, mate. It's a fucking hoax to make people consume more, pay more tax, while these corporations who aren't a human, there's no head or heart in a corporation, but they're a legal entity, the same as a person. They can get away with making more profit, and they have to make more profit, otherwise they don't prop up this system of increasing GDP, which the central banks need for them to exist. So let us know your opinions if anyone's gonna fucking read this. Fuck it, man. I'm on holiday, fucking away from Gary, and I'm just making these fucking cheap videos for me and anyone interested. So if you're not interested, fuck off.